Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna. Reading from Bhagavad Gita, number 1, text number 31. न च श्रेयोनुपश्यामि हत्वा स्वजनं महवे न काङ्क्षे विजयं कृष्ण न च राज्यं सुखानि च. Translation purport given by His Divine Grace Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. I do not see how any good can come from killing my own kinsman in this battle, nor can I, my dear Krishna, desire any subsequent victory, kingdom, or happiness. Without knowing that one's self interest is in Vishnu, conditioned souls are attracted by bodily relationships, hoping to be happy in such situations. In such a blind conception of life, they forget even the cause of the material happiness. Arjuna appears to have even more forgotten the moral course for a Kshatriya. It is said that two kinds of men, namely the Kshatriya who dies directly in front of the battle under Krishna's personal orders, and persons in the renounced order of life, who is absolutely devoted to spiritual culture, are eligible to enter into the sun globe, which is so powerful and dazzling. Arjuna is reluctant even to kill his enemies, let alone his relatives. He thinks that by killing his kinsman, there would be no happiness in his life. Therefore, he is not willing to fight. Just as a person who does not feel hunger is not inclined to cook. He has now decided to go into the forest and live secluded life in frustration. But as a Kshatriya, he requires a kingdom for his subsistence, because Kshatriya cannot engage himself in any other occupation. But Arjuna has no kingdom. Arjuna's sole opportunity for gaining kingdom lies in fighting with his cousins and brothers and reclaiming the kingdom inherited from his father, which he does not like to do so. Therefore, he considers himself fit to go to the forest to live in a secluded life of frustration. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः. श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपकधामह्यं ददाति स्म पदान्तिकम्. वञ्चाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधरा शिवसदि गौर भक्तवृंद. हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे. हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे. हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे. मुखं करोति वाचालं पंगं लंघयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरु दीनतारिणम्. हरे कृष्ण. Dear devotees, now these are the shlokas where Arjuna began revealing his heart. He's sharing the situations in which he's been kept, and through that situations, he's giving reasons and his way on thought process. Because every person in this world, they have their awareness and they have their right to express their awareness based on situation and circumstances. Just like a child will be given an opportunity to express himself all he has studied all through the year by writing the exams in the finals. So that will indicate how much he has studied. So that is his way of sharing the truth or expressing himself. So likewise, Arjuna is now he's been kept in a state where Krishna is giving him an opportunity so that Arjuna can express his heart. Now, through this expression, it is very clear Kshatriya cannot do any other duty other than kingship, other than ruling the kingdom, other than taking care of the people in the dynasty. That is the only duty which they can do. They cannot go into the forest and then they can leave everything. They cannot do that. So, but Arjuna committed to do that. Please understand. That means he is actually going against what he is supposed to do. Now, a question will come, what is our prescribed duty? Now, we are taking care of our family, doing this, doing that, working, leading a life. Is that all? Is that all matters? What is the real prescribed duty for us? So, what is the real prescribed duty for us? That we need to understand again through what Arjuna is actually revealing here. Now, see, the words which Arjuna is speaking is not out of his realization or his deeper conviction, which he's meditating since many, many years. These words are not that kind of words. Please understand. These words are coming out of a difficult situation in his life. Or Acharya Srila Prabhupada very beautifully is concluding here that this is coming out of frustration. That's why if there is a problem, we shouldn't solve the problem at that moment. We should try to solve the problem next day or the day after. We should give some time to it so that we actually deal with the right mentality. Because at that moment, out of frustration, we might speak something, other person might speak something. So that will put us in a different state because and every person is going through the modes. The modes are acting on everyone. So especially during the anger, when a person is out of frustration, does he think that is working through the modes? No, he will forget everything. For example, if a sadhaka is actually practicing the science of Krishna consciousness, when there is a difficulty, when he's in a state of frustration, do you think he'll remember that? He'll not remember that. Do you think that he'll remember that in Dasanu Das? He'll not remember that. Why is that happening? No, we are seeing. Now Arjuna is kept in that state, but a conditioned soul is continuously kept in this state, and later on he'll repent, and then after that he'll think, oh no no no, I am servant of the servant, and he'll think about that, and then again after a few days, again he'll repeat the same thing. What Arjuna is actually manifesting. That means Puna Puna Charvita Charvinanam, that means we don't want to chew, but we are chewing it. This is called as conditioning. We don't want to get angry, but we will be. Just like just like a person doesn't want to become old, he'll become old. That means the time is taking away so many things. But the time is also keeping him in a different state so that he is unable to understand what he is supposed to do. Now that is the exact reason why Arjuna want to quit, because he doesn't want to accept this situation, the situation in which he's been kept. Generally, every person in this world, they tend to stay like this only. For example, if your child or if your wife or if your father is not listening, you say, I'll not talk to you. I don't want to talk to you. Let me stay away. I'll not talk to you. I'll not do this. I'll not do that. One second, one second. So those kind of things has to be applied. Dear devotees, when you're driving the car, suddenly something came in front. Let's say a deer came. You're driving on a local road, there is a deer. What do? You hit the brakes. If the brakes are not hit at the right time, then what happens? Collision. That means the timing has to be perfect. Now, when we are not hitting the brakes, that means what is happening? An event is occurring. Why a person is not hitting the brake? That means he's not here. That means he's somewhere else. He's driving only. His hands are there on the steering, but he's thinking somewhere else. His vision is also there, but unable. He is, because his consciousness is sitting somewhere, due to which he's unable to hit the brakes. That means the body is present, but the mind is absent. Generally, it has been said, right? Body is present, mind is absent, right? So why the person is actually staying there? Because the person is convinced that he has a strong feeling that more important than this is thinking about something important, that some problem, office problem, or this problem, that problem. That means he's not in a right state. He's not in a right conscious. That's why if a person is drinking, they say do not drive. Drunken drive is very sinful, because it is not just harming you, it will be harming the other person also who's on the road. So it is very dangerous. For example, you are driving nicely. From the behind, a person will come and hit. We have no idea that he's coming and hitting. But that person is driving, drinking and driving. That means why we are only kept in that state? Why he has to drive? Why he has to drink at that time? Why he has to drive at that time? Why he's hitting us? Why only we? There's so many cars on the road. Why only we? So when we go and ask these questions like this, we cannot understand, because if you really closely observe, yesterday we brought this point also. Let's say if a child has autism, we don't know only this child is autistic. You have no idea. You have no clue. And a mother, father, both are in good consciousness. Why the child is like this? No idea, no clue. Why there is a miscarriage? No idea. If you go and ask any doctor, they cannot give the truth. They cannot reveal. And then once I was at this, you all go to the store, right? Rite Aid, or any pharma store. Over there, you have a counter, on the counter medicines. There's a place where there are medicines for depression, there are medicines for anxiety, there are medicines, so many medicines, so many different companies. I always used to wonder, "Arey, why these many medicines are there?" That means people do require that. Please understand. People require what? They require that. They require that kind of medicine. One second. So they require that. There is no other option. They have to go through that. Please try to understand. Yesterday I was reading, somebody was sharing this news. Oh, there is 37-year-old person, 37-year-old only. He's a very famous person in India. He died. I asked what is the reason for that. They started telling he has depression, tension, anxiety. Depression, tension, anxiety at the age of 37, you're a big person also. You're a celebrity. Why? Why things are happening like this? A lot of people will say, oh, Bhagavad Gita is relevant ही नहीं है. Bhagavad Gita is not relevant today. Actually, Bhagavad Gita is more relevant today only. Because these kind of cases are increasing more and more. If other person is corrected, the other person is not in a position to hear actually. Please understand. Even if you have relation, if you try to correct that person, he is not in a position to hear. He doesn't want to hear. This is Kali Yuga. The mentality is different, very, very different. That's why very carefully it has to be assessed. Very carefully it has to be reviewed. Because this is the core reason why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came in Kali. Most magnanimous incarnation. Amo Mahavadanna, Krishna Prem Pradayate. Why? Why only Kali Yuga? Because this is the only age where nobody wants to hear to the other person. Everyone requires respect, but they don't give respect. So from our side, what we should do, we should take this science very deep, and then we should begin giving respect. We should tolerate, we should accept. These things has to be manifested from our side. We should not expect from the other side. For this, you require a lot of mercy. For this, we have to go through a lot of training. For this, we need to understand the science more. We need to understand, Arjuna was not an exception. How can I be exception in this world? Just to understand, please understand, 5,000 years ago, Arjuna was not, see, 5,000 years ago, things are not like this. So Arjuna, who knows everything, no, definitely he's been kept in the state, but he's also not an exception. You know, what to speak of us in this world? That's why our acharyas, they say, if our consciousness is continuously on this, then only we can come out of this. Then we invoke the mercy from the higher authorities, from our acharyas, from the Lord. Through that mercy, we can come out of this. But we need to understand what is the real thing. Yesterday, I gave a synopsis of this. What is the real thing? Not just to know Krishna is Supreme Personality of Godhead. Anyone who comes to the moment, he will understand Krishna is Supreme Personality of Godhead. But what is the real thing? We, not anyone else, we should come to the plane of selflessness. It is the sadhaka has to come to that state. Now, every sadhaka who is hearing, we should all check our heart. How much selfless I am. I'm hearing about the Lord. I'm understanding about the Lord. I'm becoming more and more convinced on the truth because I'm hearing this truth daily. Now, a question should come into our consciousness. What is stopping us to come to the plane of selflessness? This is the exact question. I was asking him, what is the problem? Why are you unable to come to this state? This was a question I was asking. Because I know I have a relationship with him. What is pulling you? I know what is pulling him, but he has to check that. He has to check that what is, I was asking this, what is pulling you? What is pulling you away from this, taking up your devotional service? What is more important than this in this world? You tell me. So, this exact question which I was asking him, we all should ask ourselves. Because I'm not next to you sitting asking you the question, but from here, I'm invoking the consciousness that this is what we need to perceive. We should ask this question, what I should do to become selfless. Why selflessness is important? You should ask this question, why I should become selfless? I know Krishna is Supreme Personality of Godhead. I'm chanting my rounds. I'm trying to follow four regulative principles. What more I should do? That makes us human being. That doesn't make us a pure devotee. To become a pure devotee, there are more steps to be done. And if you are not aspiring for that, if you are not aspiring for pure devotion, then we cannot experience the taste in Krishna consciousness. Please understand, Arjuna, who knows everything, he is in this state. He is not experiencing. Now, Arjuna will begin to experience the truth when he does karpanya dosha pahata svabhava. That means all these words, it is through on a selfless plane, but through that selfless plane, internally, it is through coming through a selfish act. Please understand, that is where frustration is coming. If a person is really selfless, there is no frustration in his life, I'll write it down. If a person is selfless, he is no frustration in his life. He doesn't care with material inabilities, he doesn't have any material desires, he doesn't have any material anchorings because he's on a selfless plane. That means even though he is in this world, it is not part of this world. We see the life of our acharyas. Correct, Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj. People started coming to him. He started going to filthy places so that nobody would come to him. Nobody is disturbing him. It means he knows the gravity. He knows the purpose because he knows why all those personalities will come. They all will come. They all ask for some material desires. No, he's not there to fulfill the material desires of a sadhaka or a person. Likewise, one should not go to Srila Prabhupada, the spiritual master, to the Lord for any material desires. Material hankerings is the greatest illusion in this world because that material hankerings will actually keep us bounded in this world again and again. Now, through that material hankering only, Arjuna is in state of frustration. That is why he says, I do not see how any good can come from killing my own kinsman because he doesn't want to kill those personalities. Because the moment he begins to kill, first and foremost thing, before we come to this point of discussion is, through this frustration, Arjuna is speaking words, but he's not directly he's not going to Krishna and asking this question, why this frustration is coming. Then Krishna would have told immediately that because you're thinking about yourself. He did not ask, rather not asking, he's actually revealing his heart. This revealing is very important for us. Please understand. That's why you should have a person in your life where you can share your heart and reveal yourself. This is my situation. This is my circumstance. What I should do so that I can advance in Krishna consciousness. Just like Arjuna asked Krishna. You should have a person in your life where you can share your wisdom, share your thoughts to them. Where we are stopping. To come to the plane of selflessness, what is stopping us? Is money stopping us? Why are we attached to money? These are how we need to ask the questions. Is opposite sex stopping us? We should ask why this opposite sex is stopping me. Is it name, fame, profit stopping us? Why this name, fame? Why am I running behind RS so-called materialistic? Oh no, I'm not saying that we shouldn't do job. Why are we hankering for promotions? This, that. Why are we writing so many certificates? We have time for doing that, but we do not have time for practicing this. Why these things are coming? This is what we need to ask. These questions we need to ask. When we ask these questions, what happens? Then it will be revealed. Because the what is, please understand. The moment we associate with that, we get that qualities. Please understand. Because we are associating with material nature, na. The gopis in the Vrindavan, they do not have any other hankerings. Even they have inebrities, even they have problems at their home or any other misgivings. They are not forgetting the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And they don't know that that person is the Supreme Personality of Godhead also. They are attracted to him. They are attracted to him on a very deeper level, which we cannot understand or perceive. That's why no matter what happens, they immediately jump and run to him. Just like the Brijavasis, they had problem during the Govardhan pastime right before. Indra was showering tumultuous rain, Samartaka clouds, pouring, huge rains. They're not figuring it out, how do I solve this? They immediately go to the Lord. Now, how? See, at that time, Lord is present, they go to the Lord. Now, what is happening? Do we see the Lord now? No. Then, what do we go? We do Guru Sadhu Shastra. When we do Guru Sadhu Shastra, that means we are with the Lord only. Please understand. I got this question. Are at that time, Krishna is there. So, all the Brijavasis, they have a relationship with the Lord. They immediately went to Krishna. Now, where do we go? We might be in Pittsburgh, or we might be in Tampa, we might be in Memphis, we might be in India. Where do we go? The answer for that is Guru Sadhu Shastra. That's why please understand, developing a relationship through Guru Sadhu Shastra is a perfect relationship because through this only we will see Krishna. We can perceive his presence. Then we will actually check our problems. क्या problem है heart में? What kind of problems I have? Why is my heart not accepting the truth? Why am I unable to do this? Why am I not getting taste in chanting of Hare Krishna mantra? Or why am I unable to do any services? These questions should come in our heart. Because what is happening is, dear devotees, the more you think like this, what happens? You are going internal. You are doing an internal journey. For this, what happens? You are already in the state of Varana. That means you are accepting this Krishna consciousness is the greatest thing. Through jnana, we'll come to that state. But that jnana will not help. That jnana has to become vijnana. That vijnana will come when we have right association. This is what exactly our acharyas and pure souls will show us. What do they show? Real essence. Because the heart, dear devotees, if for example you are studying well and you are preparing for your exam, you wrote the exams also. The results are also very good. You got second rank, but you got first rank. Hmm. That they gave you a badge or something, you kept. What is that? That means you worked, you see a result, you see a manifestation. It's very clear, na? Very clear. Because you worked, you get the result. Let's say you wrote GRE TOEFL before you came to US. You got a good score. You applied to 4 colleges. You received all I-20s from the college. Then through one of the I-20, you went to visa office. The visa officer was very pleased by your curricula and academics and your externals. Immediately sanctioned. This is it. Now you are getting this, right? That means you did an action. You got the result. That means what is happening? For action, you are getting a result. Karmanyavadhikarasya mahapureshu kadachan. Krishna is telling you also do action. But when you are doing that action for me, I will take care of that result. Dear devotee, this is very powerful. Please understand. Up until this point of time, you study, you get the results. You did not study, you do not get the result. What is happening? You're depending on your endeavor. Please understand. But the moment Krishna's devotees came into our life, what happens is we are also doing action, but we don't depend on the result. Why? Because we are so convinced with the Lord that, my dear Lord, whatever you give, I'll accept that. No, Arjuna is not in that state right now. He's thinking independently. This is exactly the condition soul does. That's why, just like Arjuna is facing the frustration, condition soul will also face frustration in this world. That is a problem actually. Please understand. Here Arjuna is giving so many reasons and logics, but the core reason which is missing is he's thinking all of that independent of the Lord. This is another reason which he is giving. He tells, oh, how can I kill my own kinsman? If I kill to whom I will show my property? To whom I will show my kingdom? If all of them are died, why I'll be sitting in that kingdom, which is a blood-filled kingdom? He's telling that I will see blood on that kingdom. How can I sit on that? Because there is a core reason of not to fight. That is his independent thought process, which is not congenial to the Lord. That is why he's feeling frustrated. That means what happens? Anything which you do in this world, dear devotees, if it is not in congenial with Guru Sadhu Shastra, that will be in the material plane. That work in the material plane gives you karma. Karma is secondary. That is the last thing. That what happens is the moment you do that action, you get frustration. That is why through this body, when we use this body for our happiness, that leads to frustration. It can be anything. That means we are using this body for our thing. That means this body doesn't belong to us. Yes, definitely it doesn't belong to us. Because we are not this body. Krishna is confirming that we are not this body. Now, Arjuna, don't you think that Arjuna knows all this philosophy? Since childhood is learning, na? He knows all the philosophy. But why this situation came into his life? He's actually showing to us. No matter if you know everything, you are not fully Krishna conscious, you have to go through problems. Even if you are fully Krishna conscious, the problems which you are going through, that will not put you in a state of perplexity. that will actually give us that conviction to go deeper, to depend more, to take their shelter more. That becomes a life and soul. Nah. Otherwise, the Jiva cannot understand. Please understand, millions of lifetimes we've been doing the same thing. If millions of lifetimes when we are doing the same thing, then why the Jiva is frustrated now? Not now. The Jiva is frustrated continuously. Why is that frustration coming? Because see, every moment is taking the shelter of this material nature. You know how material nature works is the material nature will give happiness because it's like a child played here. Let's say if the child is crying, immediately mother will give him something. Oh, take this, take this. If the child is not sleeping, mother will tell, no, that the police will come, sleep. Or monkey will come, sleep. When the child understands, oh, monkey is coming, he'll sleep. The child is asking something else, but the mother doesn't want to give that. She's giving something else. Because exactly the material nature does the same thing actually here. If the child is hankering for happiness, she'll give little happiness. Again, frustration comes. Again, through that frustration, he'll look for some more happiness. If this happiness is not coming, he'll suicide. Just like that person. It's not a suicide, or his health got deteriorated. Just imagine, in the age of 37, people dying at the age of 37. You going forward after 10, 20, 30 years, this will be common factor. People dying at the age of 40. It becomes normal. Because Kali Yuga is progressing, na? 100 years back, this is not the norm. You don't see like this. People dying at the age of 30 or 40, 37. You do not see. We didn't see 100 years ago. But now it is becoming more relevant because now what is happening is there are so many varieties. I'll tell an example. When I first started watching television, I remember my father purchased in 1991. I think I was 7 years old. Purchased a TV, a color TV. We had only 29 channels. But we didn't have much options at that time. Even in the 29 channels, it was very limited. Some are repetitive. That means technically we used to have like 15 or 20 channels. That means not much. Even that thing, it was there were not much choices. There were very limited choices. Remember, we used to have only Doordarshan, this, that. Very limited, right? That means whenever they have a show, then we go and watch the show at that particular time. And rest we do our activities. Whatever we are supposed to do, go to school, do the homework, do this, that, so many other things, right? We have a choice, right? But now, if you see now, I don't know, like we have like 1500 channels. I have no idea. I'm just giving a number. Now, out of this 1500, what he will see, what he will do. That means his options have increased so much. 1990 to 2026, almost 35 years. Complete change. Now, after 30 years more, it will be changed totally. Now, what is happening? Is the happiness, the parameter increased or decreased? Technically, it decreased. Why? Earlier, no choices, not many choices. We know what to do because mind is not that agitated. But now mind is so much agitated. If he wants to see something, immediately he'll go and watch it. Now he can find ways and means through internet. He can find and he can watch that. Whatever he thinks, he can go and get the answer, get the solution for that. That means whatever he's thinking, he's getting. That means what he's thinking is technically not giving him happiness. If that whatever he's thinking is giving him happiness, he wouldn't have been dissatisfied through that act. But he's becoming dissatisfied. Why is he becoming dissatisfied? Because the consciousness, the root level itself is wrong, just like Arjuna. The root is problem right now. That is why all the words are coming. Now, actually, Arjuna at this particular state represents all the conditioned souls in this world. He is kept in that state. Just imagine a pure devotee taking that position. It was unimaginable. That means Lord has chosen that person. So that through him, every person will try to understand if there is a problem, how do I tackle that? Now, Arjuna's problem, our problem might be different, but our way of tackling the things is same. The logic is same. That means if there is a problem, where to go, where to find the solution, how to find the solution. Just the way Arjuna submitted, this is what the Jiva has to do. The conditions all. We should submit in our in our consciousness. Manasa deha gaya jo kich more arpilo topada kishora. You are my master. If I submit to you, then there is a hope and shelter for me. If I do not submit to you, then there is no hope and shelter here. That is a problem. That is a calamity. That's why knowing Krishna as a supreme personality of God, it is one thing. But actually acting on that plane is totally different thing. For example, if you understand Krishna is supreme, if Krishna does everything, that means whatever in our life is happening, that means you need to understand Krishna is in control, na? Or we might not be in control. But we should get this awareness, na, that Krishna is control, he's in control. You know, he can, if in a moment, he can change all of these things. In a moment, he can change the consciousness of my wife, or in a moment, he can change the consciousness of my husband. That means if there is a problem in our relationship, that means it's an understanding that Lord also knows this problem. Because he is a Bhoktana. Maya Dakshana Prakriti Suvate Sacharachana. If he creates all these universes, he knows what's happening in our heart also. He's sitting in our heart as Paramatma also. That means if he knows everything, then why worry? For example, I'll tell another thing. Let's say if we are worrying, dear, let's say there is a problem. And through our nature, we begin worrying to that problem. Now, if I come out of that worry consciousness, and if I really see from a higher picture, I see two things, A and B. A is a problem, B is a worry. Now, what am I doing? I am coming out and I am seeing from the top. Now, when I see the problem A, yes, I see a problem. But if I worry, will this problem be removed? Do I ever question like this? But if I go and worry to that problem, will I get a solution to that? Let's say every day 10 minutes if you do pranayam. If every day if you do pranayam, you see some results, right? Likewise, to your problem, every day in the morning if you worry, do you see any solution to that? That worry, what is happening? Your consciousness is actually absorbed in that worry. Through that worry, what is happening? Your state of consciousness, which is actually devotees are always in sattva or shuddha sattva. But the moment we begin thinking about that worries, what is happening? Slowly, slowly, the mentality changed, the consciousness is changed from Rajo, from Sattva, it goes to Rajo. And you work more on that worry, then through that worry, you go to Tamo. Through that Tamo, what is happening? You lead to depression. Still, the problem is still there. Now, what is happening? Problem is as is. Is the problem changing based on your state of consciousness? It's not changing. That means if you worry 10%, the problem will be decreased? No. If you worry 20%, will the problem be decreased? No. If you worry 100%, will the problem be decreased? No. That means rather than acting on that problem, we are worrying. For example, we cannot act on the problem. We cannot act on that problem. Why? What we should do? We should leave that problem. My dear Lord, this is my situation. I cannot do anything. I'm just leaving. Now you have to take care. What is happening? You are depending now. Please understand. The moment you begin depending on that and then intensely chant, intensely hear, intensely do your sadhana, do your supplies, the problem still continues. You do more, the problem still continues. Do, problem still continues. That's okay, don't worry. Hold on, hold on, hold on. Still the problem is not going, don't worry. Krishna will keep you in such a situation that he'll remove you completely from this problem and take you to the spiritual world. Up until that point of time, this problem is there. Don't worry. Be faith. Have faith on the Lord. Have faith on His words. He says that I am the controller. I am the Vokta. You are not the Vokta. When He says that I am the Vokta, and the problem is pursuing, yes, that what happens? Your agility, your acceptance of the problem, your consciousness, your internal uh, state of consciousness is strengthened. That means what is happening? Internally, you're becoming strong. For example, another problem, that's okay, don't worry. Don't worry, relax. Anyhow, the biggest problem is what? Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadhi. These are all subsidiary problems. Arey, that for devotees, that is also not a problem. Now, what to speak of any other problems? That means, please understand, that means devotees don't get affected to the problems. Yes, yes, definitely. Devotees don't go through the problems, they go through the problems, but they don't get affected. This is the life of pure souls. Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Maharaj had made a mistake when he was 4 years old. He ate a mango without offering to the Lord. So his father came to know about that he ate a mango without offering. His father said, this is not good. You shouldn't eat mango without offering to the Lord. Then at that moment he took a vow that I will not eat mangoes in his life. So whenever somebody brings mangoes to him, Maharaj, please accept. And he said, I become sinful. I'm a sinful man because I don't deserve to eat mangoes anymore. Because I ate mangoes without offering to the Lord. See the standard. That means that's a problem. That's a mistake. What is he doing? Through that mistake, is continuously learning. Whoever is bringing mango will remember that. And is understanding the situation. Is deepening his consciousness. His awareness, his animation. So this personality, these acharyas, what do they show us here, doctors? They show us what is our standards. What are our standards and what we should do. Actually, this is life actually. See here, Arjuna is speaking so many things, na? In this sloka, he's telling about his kingdom. He's telling, oh my dear Lord, why I should kill these people? It's better I quit this service. I don't want to do this service. I don't want this kingdom also. If I don't want the kingdom, then why I should fight? It's logical. He doesn't want the kingdom. That's why he says that I don't fight. Now Krishna is another picture. If you don't want to fight, okay, that is okay. But I am telling you to fight. Arjuna is not in a position to accept that. That means the instruction of the instruction of the Lord, like just like the instructions of Guru Sadhu Shastra. For us, Guru Sadhu Shastra is Lord only. That means when we follow, what is Shastra? It is the heart of the Lord. What is Guru's words? It is heart of the Lord. So when we follow Guru Sadhu Shastra, what is happening is Arjuna is not following. That's why it is leading to this state. Now, immediately, please understand, when there is a problem in our life, we need to understand. Actually, I'm thinking about this in the morning. Let's say if we have a problem in our life, immediately we need to understand, "Arey, I might have made some mistake accepting the truth of the spiritual master, somewhere, shape, or form. Let me try to correct that. I don't have to worry about this problem. This problem came to me because I'm not connected there. See, if the problem is persisting even after connecting there, that's okay. But I'm connecting now. That means the moment I get connected to that, I don't see this problem as a problem. Please understand. Arjuna is in this situation, is not connected. That's why he's seeing this as a problem. The moment he gets connected, dear devotees, after chapter 1, you will not see any frustration from Arjuna. That means immediately through that Karpanya dosha Pahata Swabha, all problems are dissipated. One shot solution to all the problems. You will not see any frustration to Arjuna after this. This is the only chapter you'll see frustration. Now at chapter 14, where divine and demonic qualities are there, where there Krishna quotes demonic qualities, and then he says to Krishna, she says to Arjuna, Arjuna, you do not have these qualities. And then later on he says that Arjuna, you have divine qualities. Now Arjuna is not asking, but is Krishna out of his relationship is telling. Please understand. Krishna out of his relationship only, he gave Arjuna special vision. Now that comes in chapter 11, universal form. Because through that special vision only, Arjuna was able to see that universal form. Now, at that moment, he was bewildered a little bit. But that bewilderment is not this frustration which we are seeing here in chapter 1. That is in a different state. Because he wants to see the Lord in twofold, in threefold bending form. In the form of Sri Sri Radhavinda and Chandra. In the form of Shyam Sundar. He wants to see that form. But that he says, oh, I don't want to see this. Now that is a different state. But here, this is coming out of missing that connection with the Lord. Now this has to be practically, how do we practically apply this into our life? When a problem is coming, immediately we need to understand we are not connected there. For example, if still we are connected, still the problem is coming, but that problem impact will be less. For example, let's say you're driving, there's a speed breaker. There's a speed breaker, and then you're driving. Let's say you're driving on a normal auto, the bump will be more. Let's say you're driving on that speed breaker with a big luxurious car, the bump will be less. He has to go through that because the auto has to go through that road. The luxurious car also has to go through. Now, where you are there, your impact will be like that. If you're in auto, the impact will be more. If you're in the luxurious car, you will not feel that there is a bumpy. That staying in the luxurious car is like connection. Please understand. Arjuna is clearly showing us if you're connected to the roots, if you're connected to Yata Tarularushena, Pranopahana Chaitendriyana, when we are connected more, what happens here about this? Problems will come, but we are not impacted or affected to the problems. Is it not a greatest shelter in our life, dear devotees? It is. It is. It is a great shelter. Dear devotees, nobody see externally, if I change my attire, like wearing dhoti, kurta, putting shika, no, that external change might show others us as a devotee. But we might not feel that we are a devotee. Why? Because internally we are not changed. But when we are changed internally, what happens? Externally, we might have different thing, but internally we are always connected. That internal connection is what is important. Because at the time of death, externals is not important. Our internal consciousness is important. Now, another important aspect, we are not hankering to remember just the Lord at the time of death. Please understand. We are not hankering to remember the Lord at the time of death. See, if we are a devotee, normally we'll naturally will remember the Lord at the time of death. That means what is more important is what am I doing to the Lord and his representatives when I'm alive? How am I leading my life? What am I doing? That is more important. See, if Krishna is pleased, even if we forget, he will ensure that he will give that remembrance. Through that remembrance, we'll remember him, and through that remembrance, we'll come back to God. Even if we forget, Lord will give us that remembrance. There's no problem in that. But the real problem is what are we doing now? That is a real problem. The real problem is not like there is birth, death, old age, disease. No, no. That is secondary problem. What is the primary problem is our connection is not yet established. That is the whole reason why Arjuna is in this state. Because the connection is missed. That's why he's speaking all of these things. If you actually see all these shlokas, please try to, through our discussion, after completion of our discussion, or now you can also see, you can read through those 30 to 40 shlokas, you will see Arjuna is speaking so many things, but you'll actually see that there's no Krishna in that. There's no Krishna in that. That's why he's going through that difficulty. You can go through all the shlokas. Then he realizes, oh, what am I doing? Then he gets that the awakening in the consciousness. Through that awakening in the consciousness, this is by the mercy of the Lord again. First thing, first scenario, by the mercy of the Lord, the awakening is removed. Now again, by the mercy of the Lord, awakening is added. Because Lord, now you can do anything. Now the moment the awakening is reinstated, then he says, oh, it's like waking up from the dream. For example, in the dream, there is a tiger. And then the tiger, and then tiger is running behind us. We are running, we are running, we are running, we are sweating, sweating. The moment mother calls us, hey, get up. Then you get up. Then you see sweat on your body. Hey, what's happening? Oh, where is the tiger? Then you are relieved. Oh, there is no tiger. So that awakening is a real awakening. That means currently in which state we are is in the dormant state. This dormant state is what? This dormant state is the sleeping state. The sadhaka should have to come out of the sleeping state. The moment he comes out of the sleeping state, what happens? Awakening state. Now, through that awakening state, what is happening is Arjuna surrenders to Krishna. Now, through the association of Guru, Sadhu, Shastra, what they do in our life is they try to cultivate and change our consciousness from dormant state to awakening consciousness, awakening state. That is a service they do in our life. Please understand. When that awakening consciousness comes, what happens? What did I do? Then immediately the same devotee will tell, I wasted all my life. Baba, at least now you realize. Great. Prabhu, I wasted so much time. Prabhu, immediately I should do. Now that comes through Rajoguna also. Then they say, hold on, hold on. If the same consciousness is there after 1 year, then you are in the right state. See, through Rajo also we say, oh, Prabhu, yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes, I should become pure soul. Yes, yes. Right now. Today only I should become pure. I understand that is through Rajo. Now, what is Sattva? State should be continuous. And after 1 year also, we should feel that, yes, yes, I want to surrender. Yes, yes, I want to become self-will. Then that is right. Otherwise, कुछ होने वाला नहीं है मैं बोल रहा हूँ ना. So please do not aspire for superficial devotion. We are not here to discuss that. We don't want to do that. We don't want to aspire for that. Our aspirations, our goals is the state of surrender which Arjuna comes in 2.7. That is our aspiration and goal. If that aspiration and goal is right, then please understand we are in good state. We are in a healthy state. That means problems will come. Yes, definitely problem will come. But you'll be very happy accepting those problems. You'll be jubilant. Oh, Krishna. Then you'll feel the presence of the Lord. Yes, yes, yes. Dear Father, yes, yes, yes. It's through your mercy only I'm in this state. It's through the mercy of my beloved spiritual master. Otherwise, how can I do this? Cannot do this. Through his causeless mercy only. Then you'll be attached more, more, more. Because you're connected now. Then you are experiencing the real Krishna consciousness, which is exactly what Srila Prabhupada wanted to give us. When real Krishna consciousness comes, then all these external things will be dissipated, will be gone. We're not worried more on that. Our real worry is this. Now Arjuna is worrying. He's worrying, Krishna, how can I do this? His kingdom, how can I live? I don't want to leave this kingdom. 64 crore people have to die just for us to become king. No, no, no. We will leave, we will leave. Anyhow, we are in the forest. We will stay, we will continue staying there. We don't want this. He's a teacher. How can I kill him? He's my teacher. He's my grandfather. How can I do that? Oh, my dear Lord, I cannot do this. Now, this is one set of reasoning, na? Sloka number 32, 30, 32 to 35, we'll discuss that tomorrow. He will give more. He'll give more reasons, more logics. He's actually questioning Krishna. No, Krishna is very quiet. He's hearing. You're telling, I'm gonna hear now. Hearing, 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 hearing. See, dear devotees. When you are conditioning, what do we say? Oh, Prabhu, surrender? What do you mean surrender? No. How can I do surrender? I'm happy. Who said I have problems? Janma Mrityu Jara is a problem. That's okay, but I'm happy here. I have small this problem, that problem. That's okay, Prabhu. I can manage. Just like we managed all the millions of lifetimes, we can manage now also. It's exactly what is happening. Now, tomorrow, I'll discuss an aspect which is very important. And it's an aspect of how surrender is a joyful process. Here I see in the Rachana Sinha Mataji's wallpaper. In that in that wallpaper, Vaman Dev is actually pressing Bali Maharaj on the head. A lot of people will be frustrated. Surrender means this? You have to go through this difficulty. Vaman Dev is like pressing on Bali Maharaj. It's very difficult, shit. But we don't know what Bali Maharaj is going through. We don't know what Vaman Dev is going through. We don't know in what situation they are. Externally, it looks like Vaman Dev is actually forcing Bali Maharaj. But internally, there's so much happening in the deeper level. That means the surrender is not a hard-hearted process. We don't do surrender because oh there is no job properly, my manager is not good, or my this that person is not good, this person is not good, or there is frustration in my life, there are relationship problems, that's why I want to surrender. No, no, that is not surrender. Surrender is something else. Now I'm gonna think today whether to tell this tomorrow or not. Because it is a different state now. Let us see. Let us see how the Lord will inspire, how the spiritual master will inspire. Based on that, we'll discuss. But please understand, today's discussion is very important. Arjuna is in that state because he is devoid of the presence of the Lord. He is not seeing the presence of the Lord. That is why he is kept in that state. Now, as a practitioners, if we are devoid of the presence of Him, then we'll be in a material. We'll be kept in so many troubles. Currently, if we do not have any troubles, please understand that is only because of your pious activity which you did. That might last until you live in this life. But next life, we don't know. Next body, what kind of body we get, we don't know. Because we are burning those pious credits now. You are all in America, why? Pious credits. That's all. But if today what we are doing, if that is not right, then this pious credits, this life or in the next life will be diminished. After that, the problem will come. In this life only the problem might come. We don't know. Why to take risk? Again, we don't know whether we'll get a human form of life also. That's why even when you are practicing something, you need to understand what are the nuances in it. What are the risk factors? What should I do? What should I do that? Is that correct? Is that right? Is that wrong? Before you join a company, you'll always think, should I do this? Should I not do this? Should I accept this job? Not accept this job? I'm okay with my current job. Should I change my job? It is new place. You think so many things now. I always think why we don't think like that in Krishna consciousness. Why the question will not come like this? Why we don't give more importance? That means this is on the side track actually. Why the Krishna consciousness is not the main track? I'm giving questions also. Please think about this. Hare Krishna. I'll stop here. If anyone would like to add anything, feel free. Otherwise, we'll stop it here. Hare Krishna. See here, Arjuna is telling, Prabhupada is writing here about Arjuna. But as a Kshatriya, he requires kingdom for his subsistence. Because Kshatriyas cannot engage themselves in any other occupation. But Arjuna has no kingdom. Arjuna's sole opportunity for gaining a kingdom lies in fighting with his cousins and brothers and reclaiming the kingdom inherited from his father, which he does not like to do so. That means Kshatriya cannot live without kingdom actually. Because he has to lead, he has to rule. Under the direction of a Brahmana, he has to lead and rule the kingdom. But Arjuna, he says that I don't want that completely. Therefore, he considers himself fit to go to the forest to live in a life of secluded. This is coming through his frustration. Please understand. When we are quitting up something, please don't understand that oh, this is my surrender. No, no, no. And surrender should not come through that state. Oh, my family is not good. I'm quit. I'm going to surrender. No, no, no. It is also not right. Surrender is a joyful process. No, lot might do the surrender through that state, but that is also not right. That means through this surrender, I am not working. I can lead a peaceful life, or I can be calm. There is so much tension, this, that. No, no, no. That is also not the reason actually. Very, very important. Hare Krishna. So, I think Rachana Masi, she added a question. Hare Krishna. After knowing so much about Krishna, why are we not able to follow the process sincerely? Why the anarthas is not going? And why are we not able to surrender to the Lord? Very nice. So, good question. I'm going to read this again. Hare Krishna. Even after knowing so much about Krishna, why are we not able to follow the process sincerely? Why the anartha is not going and we are not able to surrender to the Lord? Amma, is it okay? Should I, if I give this answer tomorrow? Because it will take time.
Krishna Prabhuji, sure Prabhuji. Yeah.
Hare Krishna. Tomorrow, if you're on time, then we'll discuss this. Hare Krishna. Very nice question. You know so much about the Lord.
Oh Prabhuji, I am not at all sincere, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Not able to follow the process sincerely. Why the anartha is not going? We'll discuss. It's an interesting question. It's good. Anyone else? I'll give a synopsis to this, but we'll discuss this tomorrow in detail. Why the anarthas? The first foremost important thing is we think that we know so much about Krishna, but we really don't know. We don't know about the Lord actually. We really don't know the about this. If we really know, then our consciousness will be different. See, anarthas are very, very insignificant. They're troubling us because we are devoid of the presence of the Lord. Because we are devoid of the presence of our spiritual master. We are devoid of the presence of their words, of their instructions, of their vani. As we are devoid of those things, that is why we are in this state. Actually, Amma, Krishna is more eager than us to reveal himself. Please understand. Right now, what is happening is we are in a so much troublesome state. Now, why we are in so much troublesome state? Because we did a lot of troubles. For example, if Krishna came in front of us and started telling all the problems which we did since millions of lifetimes, we cannot accept that actually. Because we don't know where we have to put our head. That many problems we committed. I'll tell an example. My small younger daughter, when she sees an ant or an insect, she tries to touch that ant or insect. She doesn't have an intention to kill that living entity. Just want to touch. But the moment she touches, the living entity will die. Now the jiva doesn't know that the living entity will die. The jiva also doesn't know that if I kill this living entity, that means karma is coming. It's a baggage. Please understand. It's a baggage. Just see the conditioning. So conditioned we are. There's a baggage which is coming. We don't know that there is a baggage. That means what is happening is we are adding problem after problem. When all these problems are combined together, it looks heavy, it looks large. Definitely it is large. That means yasyasya bhaktir bhagat akinchana. So when we do practice or aspire for pure devotion, what happens is all these things are dissipated. But to aspire to that pure devotion, we need to know about the Lord. Please understand. We need to know about His words, His instructions, His heart, what He hankers for, what He aspires for. Then through that, what happens? Slowly, unwanted things, they stay away. That means the unwanted things are there, but they don't begin affecting us. Because where are we trying to observe? We're trying to absorb in that consciousness, in that realm where the Lord is trying to give. That means, Amma, what we should do, the first and foremost important thing is we should be engaged in right way. If our engagements are right, then what happens? Our consciousness will be stabilized. That means we come to state of goodness. Through that goodness, when we hear what happens, then it goes into the heart. Right now, what is happening is we are hearing, it is not going in the heart. And we are not feeling the presence of acharyas in our life. We don't feel the relation. We give importance to Krishna, but we don't give importance to acharyas. Please understand. There's so many reasons, there's so many details, and tomorrow we'll discuss more. I think today it's time. Hare Krishna. Is that okay, Amma? That synopsis little bit, but we'll discuss more tomorrow.
Sure, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Amma. Thank you, Rachna. Anyone else would like to add, otherwise we'll stop here. See, you're all, I'm telling, you're sincerely practicing. Please continue doing that. Please give more importance to Shravan. Because this I saw personally in my life. If you give more importance to Shravana, if you begin thinking about why Arjuna has been kept in this state? Why is he in this state? Why their problem is coming to him? Why he is frustrated? If we begin thinking like this on the truth level, dear devotees, I'll tell, you'll come out of all your problems. I have problems today. Dear devotees, I'm telling I have problems today, but they are not affecting. I have problems. Who said we do not have problems? We have problems. We are in this world and we have problems. The problems will not be affected. They will not affect us. Because what is happening? We're getting the higher thing. For example, dear devotees, I'll tell one thing. If you put yourself in that problem, then only you're with problem. If you're not in that problem, you're not connected with that. Please understand. Oh, what is the real problem? Real problem is I'm not aspiring for pure devotion. I'm telling in general to all of us. That is a real problem. We never asked because nobody told us now. Nobody told us that we should aspire for Yashyasa Bhakti or Bhagavata Kinchana. Nobody told us. Bhagavatam is there, 5, 18, 12. Nobody told us. That means it is there, but somebody has to stress us. और इधर ही focus करो, इधर ही focus करो. अरे बच्चे को बोलते हैं ना हम. Children will tell this. अरे इधर focus करो, इधर focus करो. A for apple, A for apple, A for apple. उसको आएगा A for apple. Likewise, a person should tell us, अरे इधर focus करो, pure devotion के ऊपर focus करो, focus करो, focus करो. Then when we hear from them, then we feel that yes, he is really my well-wisher. Then हम उधर focus करेंगे. Then when we begin focusing there, then what happens? अरे वो प्रॉब्लम ही नहीं है. अरे अनर्थ प्रॉब्लम ही नहीं है. मैं बोल रहा हूँ ना, प्रॉब्लम ही नहीं है वो. But right now it is problem. Yes, it is a problem. It's a very sincere question. It's a problem. See, this is a question, the similar question I asked with my spiritual master first time when I met him. You know what was the question? I'll tell that question and conclude. The question is, Are I am practicing Krishna conscious. I am giving respect to others. But why they are not giving me respect? अरे दो भी देना है ना. अरे they are also practicing, they should give me respect now. I'm feeling grateful. Why are they not feeling grateful? Why? That means that is an anartha. That anartha came through a question. That is anartha in the heart actually. That means it's a question of frustration. अरे अर्जुना का frustration ही है same. वो problem है, but what problem is addressed through the anartha. The problem is coming through a question. Please understand. And the answer to that is consciousness change. Remember, my spiritual master gave me 1 hour class on that, just on that question. Because the consciousness has to be, Amma, I'm telling you, Amma, if you give everyone, dear devotees, if you give more importance to the consciousness, your life will change drastically. You'll see the presence of Krishna in your life. There's no doubt about it. You'll see, actually, you'll see. You'll aspire for that, actually. You anchor for that Krishna consciousness. Very important. The thing is, we need to give importance to the consciousness. That consciousness, giving importance to the consciousness, it comes by hearing continuously. If you have time, you should hear again. Because the more you hear, the more you'll be connected. I think I'll stop. It's already late from our side. Thank you all very much. Srila Prabhupada Maharaj ki jai. Hare Krishna. Dear devotee, if I spoke anything wrong, please excuse me. Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, yeah. Prabhu Hare Krishna, please accept my humble obeisances. Thank you so very much, Prabhu. Beautiful message, connecting the dots on surrender. But before surrender, like attentively listening, consciously listening, and then checking the consciousness on how it's where it's leading to. Knowing what's the anarthas at that point of time, they will be there, but they would be dissipated. As you said, we would see the presence of Krishna, and we would see the mercy of the Guru on what they are saying. Prabhu, I just want to say one statement. There are many Siksha Gurus, there are many well-wishers, I would say. Each one of them have their own way of helping the devotee in a positive way, definitely. But if in case there is no, in those solutions, if there is no Krishna, the intention is good, but in the solution, if Krishna is not there, then the problem is not going to go away. Or we would be thinking that it's more of a problem. Rather, what you are saying here is the solution. Krishna itself is the solution. So, hearing attentively, knowing more, relationship with the spiritual master, and then surrender, slowly. It, as you said, surrender is a joyful process. Through that, we would see that those problems, as you said, they don't go away, but they don't impact us, affect us. So slowly we can observe that. Slowly we can observe that. Haribol. Thank you, Prabhuji. It definitely works. Definitely works, no doubt about it. But we have to stick on to it, and to stick on to it, we have to hear attentively, checking our consciousness, and then applying it. As you said, as you always say, the real test is after the class. We hear and apply after the class. I just want to share my thoughts, hearts, Prabhu. Thank you so very much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, everyone. Thank you, everyone, for being here today so I can complete this seva. Thank you, Neela Govinddas Babaji, for the lecture. And thank you, Vamsivas Babaji, for the bhajan. Sorry for yesterday that I couldn't join the Brahmavani. There was internet connection problems. And thank you so much for everyone joining today. I'll nurse the Brahmavani.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Hare Krishna. Jai Mishra Maham Sapri Rajagachari Sri Shishmar Esi Bhakti